Since we all live in the modern world, in the world of high technology, each person has his own reason to highlight his advantages in this case. If we are really talking about high technology, it's not just that I wanted to say that the high technology that we have is the very word that everyone implies. Of course, we all mean the same thing, but at the same time, everyone sees it in their own way. These technologies, they don't just have such a name, not just such an epithet. It is people who make them tall. And today, we are going to talk about the very height of these technologies, why we call them especially high, because they have their own high goal, and some kind of meta idea. I believe that every action of a person on this earth should contain something important in his life, what he does, and some kind of divine plan. Divine in the sense that man creates. He can create, he is a creator, yes, he creates. And today, we are going to talk about this. I'll share the screen now. You'll let me know how well you can see it. It looks good, right?
Everything is fine.
Fine, thank you. Well, friends, our project that we are working with today, which contains the very core and the meta message that we give to people, is avatars. We are creating together today the ecosystem of the future. Just do it in the present tense. And what you see here in front of you, the three main words are rebirth, freedom, and opportunities. It's all embedded here in avatars. I myself have loved this project from the very first days, and the deeper I begin to delve into the essence of it. The more I tell people about it, the more I make presentations, the more everyone feels a really solid foundation under this beginning. And today, we are going to talk about how exactly this is being implemented here in our life. First of all, I would like to say that any idea on the planet, it began with a thought, with some idea that was placed in a person's mind, either by other people, or he himself formed this consciousness. Or something can always descend on a person, some important thought. And I would like to say separately about Yuri Huang, a man who just came up with such a wonderful idea, such a dream, and the idea to create an avatar. The very word avatar, it means rebirth in Sanskrit. And everyone here understands, again, something of their own by this word. But we all know that rebirth is when something new is restored anew, and in a better guise, in a better form. That is, when we even as people are reborn anew, it means that we take on a new form, and are filled with some new motives and goals. At the same time, of course, this is the best version of us. And Yuri Huang, he took this idea. He was inspired at one time by the film Avatar of the 2009 year of James Cameron. And of course, it is very significant that in the 2026 year, James Cameron will be present at the meeting in Dubai, with whom, of course, if you can meet, after all. And it will be such a significant event in life, too. And the fact that Yuri will appear on the same stage with James Cameron, as he himself said about it. It will be a confirmation, it will be such a universal moment of reunion and strengthening of our project. If we are talking about avatars, we of course understand that there is a certain mission behind the avatar. Here we are creating an ecosystem that will be able to erase, thanks to high technologies, the boundaries between the world, you and me, people, the physical world, and the digital world. You know very well that now your digital copies are even involved in our communication process. Yes, maybe it's your account in Zoom, but it's still the digital copy that allows you to be here now, hear me, see these slides, communicate with each other. And what makes our world whole is just the combination of the physical component and the digital component. What is there here? What does the mission give? Well, first of all, it's overcoming any restrictions. Since you and I know that the Internet allows us to connect together and overcome limitations on the way to goals, on the way to work, on the way to activity, to entertainment, then this is exactly what we are doing. This is naturalness, that is, that live communication. When you communicate with a digitized avatar, yes, you do not feel the difference between it and a living person. And, of course, this is a comprehensive freedom and a legacy that we leave behind, since we are already using the legacy of those people who created something before us, so we can create something of our own, and pass it forward into the future. If we talk about products and technologies, then, of course, we already have, as I said, a digitization case, and it is not alone. And what is shown in our examples, even in chat rooms it is, you can see, get acquainted, how Yuri Huang was digitized. This gives you the opportunity to work with people while you are resting, traveling, doing your personal business, work continues. Activity continues, business continues. And plus, of course, we will also have gadgets. And Yuri has already said that this can be done even in the 26th year in Dubai, so that people can see it, so that they can feel it, take it in their hands, yes, that is, as a physical product already. And here it is written, as you can see, and everything that the modern world gives us here is drawn. Conceptually, however, we are taking a new step forward to the future every day. In addition to everything, we have our own marketing and our own financial ecosystem. We have always had 3 pillars of income on which Avatars stands, and on which every person who is here with us as a partner can feel calm, stable, and confident. First of all, this is the trinary system. It allows a person to earn money together with the company and do it right from his first steps here in marketing. Secondly, it is a cryptobox. Everything is now being built in the modern world of high technology from a financial point of view on cryptocurrency. You know that very well. And copy trading has taken its niche, which allows people, even those who are not particularly versed in cryptocurrency right now, for beginners and for people who simply physically do not have time to engage in cryptocurrency, to earn. That is why we have taken as a basis copy trading, which now allows everyone to have a stable income. And do it both daily, and do it for long periods of time together with the team. And of course, the Avatars game is a new game mechanics, when the digital world using augmented reality allows people to build their business as well, start earning with this game, and do it easily, naturally, and completely intuitively. Therefore, everything that concerns our financial ecosystem, here we have absorbed all the best. If we briefly say about the loyalty program, which is called Trinary or simply Triner, then it is represented here, just by a subscription to a neural network. In other words, a person, in addition to entering a business, in addition to opportunities to develop a business, receives a subscription to neural networks very quickly and efficiently. Plus, there is a very well-known system 3927, according to which a person can build his team. And of course, there is effectiveness. Yes, efficiency is very important, and all the effectiveness is mathematically calculated. Without loading the cash register, without any financial gaps, a person can safely go out here on very good incomes. We also have examples. You can read them in the chats. People share their cases, people show how effectively their business is going, and how easily and naturally the idea of avatars is embodied in the financial world, inside the company. In CryptoBox, your income will always be protected. As I have already said, copy trading allows people who are not familiar with cryptocurrency, already encountering it, even for the first time, to feel profit, feel income, and, of course, recommend it to other people. The passive income that is here, it is only one of the components here, because there is also an active income, and also a reward system. And all of this is based on full, clear legal transparency in South Korea. If we talk a little bit about the game avatars, then we will say that the game universe that is present here is the very beginning. But already here people feel how easy everything is, how interesting it is, even for adults, yes. Despite the fact that children often play games, even here an adult, playing the game, acquires interest, and is involved in the process. Plus, it has the opportunity to have fun and earn money at the same time. You can use your gaming avatar in the gaming metaverses. In other words, in principle, when one metaverse develops and some images, some avatars are created, there is such a possibility that this experience, this experiment, it passes into other metaverses as well. Plus, you see here, we have a perspective for the future, and we will also have the NFT present. In other words, tokenization is also the future. Now we have everything on a stable US stablecoin, but in the future, it is possible to increase and develop it all. In principle, this is already being implemented gradually in our country. We are gradually moving forward. And of course, augmented reality. We have partners, yes, ours, who have already faced the fact that when they joined the game, they saw how it is broadcast, for example, on a computer or laptop monitor, and how it can be combined with a phone. In other words, the very basics of augmented reality have already been fixed here. If we talk about the centers, then, as I have already said, we have examples and cases of digitization. And moreover, such digitization, which a person cannot distinguish from the outside, even from another living person, from whom, in fact, digitization was made. And this is exactly the case when we digitized, and saw how Yuri Huang's avatar speaks a completely different language, how he can make a presentation in this language, how you can, without knowing, for example, some world languages, already communicate with partners from other countries. At the same time, it completely erases the boundaries between your physical world and the virtual world in which avatars live. Everything was shown as in the film 2009 year. Yes, there is a virtual world, but everything is still alive there. And the services that are here are the creation of a digital double, what we saw with the example of Yuri Huang. It's the sale of gadgets, consultations, holding events. And that's exactly what all this is included in our huge ecosystem. If we say what it gives for a partner, it is a point of attracting customers, first of all, and, of course, leaders for the entire network and all teams. Because people join us every day. This is an international influence. Therefore, here you can meet completely different people from different countries. India is also actively involved in the process. And I'm sure this is just the beginning. How to get your start? How do I take the first step? It always starts with the first step, you know. And the first step is that every person has a role in their life. All the huge ideas were implemented from the first step. Any achievements in people's lives were realized from the first step. And of course, the question arises, how to take the first step here? First of all, you need to register. You need to register in our avatar's ecosystem. Secondly, you need to go through the second step of activation. Activation can be done either in the Lite program in Trainer or in Lite and in Pro can be done simultaneously by activating two programs. Then you open an account in a CryptoBox from $500 and already begin to receive passive income from the very first minutes. And then you create your avatar. This is done online or at the Digitization Center. All the details can be found out from your mentors. And of course, the fifth step is the beginning of the organization of your team, your leaders who will follow you. This is really your legacy. These are really people who will be connected with you by one spirit, one values and one ideas. In order to go together, be healthy, be happy, be modern, and be rich. Your path to avatars, if you start it, is to pass all the levels of the game and get a reward of several $1 million, which is already waiting for you. You know she's already waiting for you. Your task is just to reach it now. Therefore, my friends, I wish you to be here with us, so that you first of all believe in yourself. So that you can climb your mountain like this, look back, look at what you have done with your own hands, at the legacy that you have left. Look at the world that you still have to conquer ahead. And of course, one day to restore my big flag on this mountain and say, yes, I did it. And meet everyone together at the top of success. This concludes my presentation for today. I thank you sincerely and from the bottom of my heart for the attention you have given me today. I hope it was interesting and useful for you. Thank you for the reactions you leave. It's very nice. And I wish all of you, dear friends, partners, guests, to continue this day inspired, and that this week will bring you only success, only reward, and only joy and pleasure. Thank you all again for your attention. Have a nice day. See you soon. Take care of yourself. Avatars,